Hey, awesome being. Greetings from Deepak Hiramani. And the biggest value in today's world is not fame, not money, it's time. Thank you for giving me a precious time. So, before we start on, we should make two promises with each other. The promise I want from you is that you will give your next precious 200 seconds to me and me only. And the promise too, which I want is please don't let your mobile to break your promise one. Now, the promise which I will give you is I will add a significant value to your life in next 200 seconds. And the promise too which I want to give you is that here you won't be learning by the traditional learning. You will be learning by experiencing it. So, let's move on to the next slide. Now, consider these situations. Be it HR sitting opposite to you, be it your parents with whom you wish to share everything, be it someone whom you would like to confess your feelings, or be it your buddy with whom you wish to travel Goa. In all these things, you need only one and one skill. Now, can you guess what that skill is? You might be a corporate professional, you might be anyone, you might be a man, woman, transgender, or anyone living on this beautiful planet. You wish for this and this skill. So, what's this skill? Now, this skill is your convincing power, your ability to make someone say yes, your ability to persuade someone. Now, how to make the other person to say yes? Obviously, morally. Now, before we move forward to know this, we should learn about some triggers that make human being to react. Like, suppose if you want to on a light, it's anywhere, you need a trigger, right? You need a button. So, in such way, all humans are evolved through a stage where there are few things which trigger the human beings to say yes. So, let's learn about these triggers. Let's learn how to make someone to say yes and rise in our life. Now, the trigger number one, which I want you to listen to me and see, is social proof. Now, for social proof, be it whenever you purchase something on Amazon or whenever you see something on Netflix movies, you always see for reviews and testimonials. This is the power of social proof. So, if you can create a social proof about your organization through the social media, through regular media, people are more likely to believe you and say yes. Trigger number two is deadlines. Be it every form we have filled, be it everywhere we go, there is always a deadline. There are always limited seats because human it forces the human mind to decide and decide in a way that the other person can see that yeah, this thing is not going to be there forever. So the trigger number two is scarcity. If you can make other person feel that yeah, there is the definite scarcity of this thing, he is most likely to say yes to you. Now trigger number three is reciprocity. Now we humans are evolved in a way like whenever we give someone who gives us something, we are obliged towards him, we are more likely to say yes to him. And that's why there you can see that is the new way of business is to create value in someone's life before asking money from them. So free books, free content, free everything which we get is something which is the result of this trigger. Trigger number four is authority. Your teacher, your parents in personal life, someone who is your mentor, your professional mentor, these in your professional life. So we are most likely to say yes to a person who is authorized, who we feel is authorized enough to take to give us the good suggestion. So if you can prove yourself, establish yourself as expert, as a person who really is an authority, people are more likely to say yes to you. Trigger number five is commitment. Now, be it professional commitment, be it personal commitment, be it relational commitment, we are more likely to say yes to someone who is committed to us. So, commitment acts as a biggest trigger. It's a very major trigger. That's why you will see in your personal life, you can ask your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend for such things which you can't ask for anyone else because you're committed to each other. So commitment plays a major role to make the other person to say yes. Trigger number 6 is liking. We are more likely to say yes to a person whom we like, who is like us, whom we are liking of due to our common interest, due to our mutual interest, due to our mutual geographical area, due to your college. That's why you see everywhere we see that groups are formed based on the geographical location, based on the common area of interest. So yeah, the person who likes you, who is like you, is more likely to say you yes. And the trigger number 7 is fear. If you can see the ad of a life boy, ad of Tritol, where they induce fear in your mind that yeah, say yes, or otherwise some bad thing is gonna happen to you. So if you can, with your offers, with your limited availability, if you can trigger a fear in the mind of other person, he is most likely to say you yes. So these were the 7 triggers. I can review the slides. Yeah. Trigger 1 is social proof, trigger 2 is scarcity, trigger 3 is reciprocity, trigger 4 is authority, trigger 5 is commitment, trigger 6 is liking, and trigger 7 is fear. The short form for all this, to remember all of this, is SSRACLF. I repeat, SSRACLF. So, did I keep my promises? Was able to create some value in your life in an entertaining way? If yes, then you can reach out to me through these two handles. And thank you. As I said, time is a precious commodity. Thank you for listening to me. And yeah, I hope this definitely helped somebody in your life. So thank you.